Good evening, and welcome to the Weekly Voice, presented by VNN, bringing you today's top 10 Canadian news stories on July 11th, 2025. Let's get started. Canadian homebuyers are backing away from the U.S. real estate market. According to Redfin, online searches for American properties by Canadians fell nearly 30% year-over-year in May. The steepest drop came in April, as rising tariffs and souring trade ties under President Trump's administration took hold. Florida, traditionally a hotspot, has seen interest decline alongside climbing insurance costs. Experts warn this dip in Canadian investment could further weaken already sluggish U.S. housing markets. After the recent shooting outside the café in Surrey, comedian Kapil Sharma's team broke their silence with a powerful message of resilience. In an Instagram post, they declared, "We are not giving up." CCTV footage showed gunfire from a moving vehicle, but no one was injured. Authorities linked the attack to a Khalistani extremist. While Sharma hasn't made a personal statement, the café continues to operate, bolstered by overwhelming community support and a refusal to let violence win. Canada's job market surprised analysts with 83,000 new jobs in June, bringing unemployment down to 6.9%. Most gains were in part-time work, retail, healthcare, and technical services. But economists are warning this isn't a full recovery. With Trump threatening a 35% tariff hike on Canadian goods next month, uncertainty looms. Experts say one strong month doesn't cancel out the risk of economic fallout, and the Bank of Canada now faces tough decisions on interest rates. While the Canadian housing market is slowly recovering, the condo sector is still sinking. Sales in Toronto and Vancouver have dropped dramatically, with many owners unable to sell without a loss. New listings are flooding the market, but buyers are scarce. Condo prices remain flat or falling, and upgraders looking to move into larger homes are stuck. With more supply than demand, many are choosing to wait or rent, unsure when the market will turn around. Travel between Canada and the US is in decline. Car trips from Canada to the US dropped over 33% in June, while air travel fell more than 22%. Americans are also visiting Canada less, with a 10% decline in cross-border traffic. Tourism operators in places like Niagara Falls and Niagara-on-the-Lake blame trade tensions and political unease. However, a surge in international visitors from countries like the UK and South Korea is helping to fill the gap as Canada pivots its tourism strategy. Canada's labour market delivered an unexpected win last month, with 83,000 new jobs added in June. The national unemployment rate dipped to 6.9%, its first drop in half a year. Retail, healthcare, and private sector hiring drove the surge. But most jobs were part-time, and economists warn the glow could fade quickly if Trump's 35% tariff on Canadian goods hits in August. Youth unemployment remains high, and long-term joblessness is still rising, keeping economists cautious. In a historic plea deal, Ovidio Guzman Lopez, son of infamous drug lord El Chapo, has pleaded guilty to charges tied to fentanyl and cocaine trafficking into the U.S. The admission marks a major win for American prosecutors and sheds light on the inner workings of the Sinaloa cartel's next generation. His plea follows his 2023 arrest and extradition. Violence has erupted in cartel circles as rivals scramble for power in the wake of the Guzman family's downfall. New real estate data shows some GTA neighborhoods are crawling toward a sale. Homes in Oakville's business corridor are taking up to 75 days to move, while areas like Rosedale and St. Jamestown are also lagging. Pricey single-family homes and high-rise condos are struggling as buyers get pickier. But in places like Princess Rosethorn, homes are still selling quickly, thanks to smart pricing and desirable location. Donald Trump visited Kerrville, Texas, to survey the devastation from historic floods that left over 120 dead and more than 160 missing. He joined Texas Governor Greg Abbott and others in a roundtable focused on emergency response. Criticism is mounting over the state's early warning systems. While Trump praised first responders, questions remain about how such catastrophic flooding overwhelmed the region so fast. Prime Minister Mark Carney is gearing up for a strong response to Trump's aggressive 35% tariff proposal on Canadian goods. Carney has called emergency meetings for mid-July and says retaliation is on the table. While some goods like energy and potash might escape the hike, uncertainty looms for key industries. Canadian business leaders are urging calm, but experts warn even the threat of tariffs can shake supply chains and spike grocery prices. That's all for today's top stories. Thank you for joining us on The Weekly Voice, presented by VNN. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll see you next time.